like a walnut. It's one
Like
piece.
a walnut.
Like a walnut.
You can see how much steel is in that skag. This is something I just recently learned. Like my mind is still blown. We're building this kind of boat.
Yep.
Welcome back to Naughty Guys, everyone. We decided to do this intro together in front of this big mama, 145 behind us, which is about to go in the water. Do you have like butterflies when that happens? Every time? Like in your stomach? Like total anxiety or no?
If it's hole number 2,
Yeah, no, not so much.
not so much.
But you
But every hole number 1 like
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yes.
It is so big. This episode, we're gonna focus on why steel. Why did we decide to build a steel boat? Why Alexei only builds steel boats? There are many, many different reasons. So in this episode, we're gonna dive in, get a little geeky, and we're gonna talk about all the benefits and some of the disadvantaged misconceptions of steel. We're gonna break some stereotypes. There's a lot to talk about.
I think we should dive
Let's
into
just dive
it.
in.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This is like his favorite topic, so I'm super excited we get to do it. Okay, so why steel?
You know, I want to correct you. You said I build only steel. No, I build fiberglass too. You know, we're building Bering Marine hydrofoil supported catamarans. They build also in fiberglass and they build in aluminum.
You are correct. I am wrong.
I'm not a prejudice, a material prejudice. So I just want to say that every material for its purpose. There is no best material for boat building. I can say steel is the way to go.
Okay.
So imagine the runabout made of steel.
Yeah.
Nonsense. And to me, same nonsense, expedition boat made of fiberglass. It's nonsense of another kind.
Purpose build that drives the material.
Purpose built that drives the material. We have 3 most popular materials right now, widely used for boat building. It's steel, aluminum, and fiberglass. We're talking about hull right now. Our material of choice is steel. Why? First of all, the strengths. The strength of steel is superior to other materials. We'll talk in details about this in some other videos. However, the steel is used for boat building for way over 100 years, and all, I would say, commercial boats, all with a little exception for aluminum, some type of boats, of course, like Coast Guard. The boats needs to go fast, needs to be light. So it's predetermined aluminum is a good metal. It's strong. It's better than fiberglass for marine application of the commercial side. So we see a lot of boats in commercial which needs to go fast. Ferries, they are aluminum. Everyone who goes displacement in commercial words are steel. And we just follow the footsteps. We are not much different from commercial. We build it to requirements of commercial charter class. We consider our product as a commercial product. It's suitable for commercial use, means charter. Non-stop charters, 40 weeks of charter. So it's a durable boat. We need a durable material. Steel is durable material, and steel is waterproof material like aluminum. Fiberglass is not waterproof material, and steel comes in sheets. Usually it's 8 by 2 meters, and it's put together by welding. So you can see a perfect seams here. It's a front part of second deck of Bering 80 here, 2 of them. And the good thing about these seams and connection of the steel, that strength of this connection is the same like sheet of metal. If you will try to tear it apart, it will not break on the seam.
It's different.
Aluminum seams is not as strong. I don't remember right now the differences between sheet of aluminum and aluminum seam, but aluminum seam is a weak point of aluminum. So if you weld and then pull them up, they will disconnect at the seam. I cannot find the downsides for our application because we need the weight. The hull is heavy thing.
Yeah.
The hull is what encounter the impact of the weather, waves, rocks, floating debris. So it's your hull, the strength of your boat, the strength of your hull. Basically, I cannot find why not steel. Weight is our ally. We talk about this. Weight is a comfort. We deliberately make the bottom part of all our boats 10 mils. So it's
1 centimeter.
yeah, it's 1 centimeter. It's twice thickness than required by regulations. We deliberately put it. It's additional strength, it's weight, it's low center of gravity. So we're using this fact that steel is heavy for this purpose.
So steel is rock solid, it's waterproof, all the attributes you just mentioned. What about the welds? How do you make sure that the welds are to your standards?
How do you know they're done well? They welded
They
well.
welded well.
They welded well. Actually, it's a serious question, and it's we pay a lot of attention, and we obligated by class to do the checking, and we do it routinely. There are 3 methods we use: X-ray. So it's a portable X-ray machine, independent company. We don't have it. It's special equipment. They come from Istanbul by car. You can fly this equipment.
Oh, that's
and
right.
do the X-ray of the hull.
Do they have to wear like this crazy suit things for X-rays?
I'm not sure because you're not allowed to be nearby. I didn't see it done ever. I don't want to be around it.
Because it's
Wow.
radiation. It's
Yeah.
like a real X-ray.
Obviously it's some
Real,
sort
like,
of radiation,
heavy-duty
probably
X-rays.
not too dangerous, but it's X-ray. They check not completely all these SIMs, but they check about 20%. And if it's cavities, if it's systematic problem with the weld, so then further checking.
Yeah.
So we didn't have problems. We use only certified welders. So all our welders certified to do class bolts. It's certain education and it's certain class, and they have to keep up with the class. They routinely get checked up.
All 3 of us will not get certified. Rico might be on the way to after doing our welds. Alexei and I, me really definitely not happening. Rico might need a few years of training.
No, we did good.
Real people. We're not building our boat. That's all I'm saying.
So the second method is ultrasound. It's actually like with the humans, you know.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
X-ray,
You go X-ray,
ultrasound.
ultrasound. So we do X-ray, ultrasound. And there is an old method which came way before ultrasound and X-ray. You use chalk and kerosene. You put
Chalk? Like
chalk.
chalkboard chalk?
Yes.
So you put the chalk on.
Special chalk.
Yeah.
I mean,
special.
no,
Okay.
Yeah, you basically paint the seam on
Yeah.
one side and apply kerosene. The kerosene, you know, the jets flying on.
Yeah,
On
jet fuel.
another, it's extremely liquid substance.
Yeah.
And it penetrates through microscopic pores. And when it penetrates through, it's turn chalk into yellow. So again, this is old method. But sometimes in some areas we prefer to use with self-checking. Nobody performs.
Because-
it's unknown in Turkey.
Because you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. At what stage does the X-ray thing happen? In this stage?
Yes, at this stage, I mean, when the boat is completed but not primed yet.
So there's
right
no-
before the sandblasting, because after that you see these seams are cleaned.
Yeah.
So before we start to apply paint, the whole boat is shiny like stainless steel, like this.
Oh wow.
Because now it's covered with primer. It's not rust. It
Got
looks
it.
brownish and
It's
rusty,
primer.
but it's a primer. It came to us primed.
Uh-huh.
Then we take away this primer and we sandblast and make the surface very porous and feels like sandpaper.
Okay.
And then the first primer applied. So basically, before we do primer application and sandblasting, we check in the seams. If any problems, they have to be addressed before we start cleaning all the hole and apply the paint. I want to show we have a little display here.
Look at this. This is so cool.
Yeah. By the way, I think this, you see the rust start to form here. So this thing probably been cleaned a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's
just that.
just that it's mild steel. It's the steel we build our holes, not stainless steel.
Got it.
But in a shop environment, it stays like this for like a year.
I like that you have this whole display. This is pretty.
Yeah, it's just
always, it always
to
lives here.
understand.
Huh? It's just I've never noticed it.
Yeah.
It's just closed up.
The common opinion that
Yeah.
the steel boat is problematic because they rust.
Yeah.
And to some extent, it's correct. If you don't preserve the steel, steel will rust. But let's see how it's gonna rust.
Yep.
You see how this steel rusting here,
Yep.
but there is no salty water applied.
Right.
How is it rust in the salt water? If you put a plate of steel, it starts to lose the thickness. and it will lose thickness with the speed, depends of salinity, temperature, roughly 0.2 millimeters per year.
Okay.
1 millimeter every 5 years. If you take our hole, let's say 10 millimeters, it takes 50 years. Unprotected, unpainted, uncovered hole will rust through in 50 years. So in the real life, we of course protecting it. And
Protecting it is a small,
multiple layers.
yeah, it's a small
with the
word.
multiple layers.
Yeah, what is all this?
This
Explain
part
it
of
to us.
display right here,
Yeah.
it shows schematically how we apply coatings on the steel. First, it's a primer.
So you do the porous surface,
Yeah.
then you do the primer.
It's like
Porous
an epoxy, like an
then
epoxy.
It's epoxy. It's getting chemical bond with the steel.
Yeah.
Then it's right here we're using mostly Alexil unless it's requested for some other brand, but we work with Alexil, and this is a system starting from the first primer, and then it's going fairing. This fairing we apply 4 times. So here it shows
Just
thin
once?
layer.
Is
No,
this once or
it depends. The thickness vary.
how thick
From-
is 4
from-
times?
4 times, averaging like 5 millimeters throughout the boat.
Okay, got it.
But it's uneven. It could be 20 millimeters here and 1 millimeter here. So the fairing is designed to sculpture the boat and cover all these
Oh, I
welding
understand.
seams
Okay.
and make it look like a super yacht.
So there's a minimal amount, and then there's
Yeah,
a.
you don't want to apply more. It's expensive. For
Yeah.
example, fairing for this yacht is over $1 million. Cost of material only. So this is very lengthy. It's the most lengthy and most
Wow.
expensive process of the boat building.
Because you want to protect
It's
the
also
steel.
it's very labor intense, right? Because you got to sand
it is labor intensive. It's about a year for 25 people to make this boat, weight-wise.
That's
So it's
a lot.
and it's to come to the super yacht quality. We do in same exact way our small boats, exact same way. So we apply the fairing and sculpture the boat perfectly, symmetrically, and then it's a liquid thin primer. So it's kind of encapsulate, it's closed this primer because it's, you see, it's kind of like porous a little bit. We need to encapsulate, and then it's middle layer primer.
Middle layer primer.
And then it's a finished primer. It's already smooth surface,
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
smooth surface. And then it's 3 layers of top coat. Because you see, it's kind of 3D. It gives you a nice reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I want to show you. We have 10 years old bearing built in China, painted with the same paint system. Never been polished because this boat never.
In 10 years.
In 10 years, never been polished. I want you to see how the surface stays.
So how
After
do you
10 years.
how do you determine, because that was the first thing, like when Rico and I, we did all these budgets and calculations and what we can do and what's the yearly maintenance. Of course, we had twice a year polishing the boat like we used to our fiberglass boat, and then we had a conversation with you in the very beginning and you said no, you don't need to polish the boat
No.
twice.
No,
What?
maybe in 5 years.
Yeah, that's what you said.
You
And
can polish this surface about 3 times. Whenever you feel like you want to polish.
So the-
when the look shine is not satisfy you anymore, you can polish. But again, this boat was never polished, and I would like to invite you. You see the surface. You're welcome to find the stress cracks or blisters, whatever you're finding on a fiberglass boats.
Let's do it.
If you can
I'm in.
find, I'll buy you a bottle of champagne.
Sounds good. This is the boat that was with us when we filmed the 77.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This is 2012 Bearing 60 custom.
Yep.
So it came to Antalya after completion and been here since 2013.
Wow. Okay. So
and
it's 10 years old.
10 years old. I know this boat very well because I'm using it from time to time. We're
Yeah.
friends with the previous owner, new owner, and the boat is next door to our shipyard. So it's a good example of 10 years old bearing. which has been painted with Alexil, the system of paint we discussed. I know that this boat never been polished, so we will see how it is because we gave no notice.
We gave them no notice, so the boat
We
is not
just
washed, nothing. We just
barged
literally
in.
left the shipyard,
ran over, yeah.
arrived here, and the captain's looking at us like, you guys didn't even tell me you're coming. I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's look
But
at
yeah,
some
let's
of the
just look
superstructure, for
at
example.
look at the superstructure.
You can see the boat was not washed.
Yeah, it's totally
Yeah,
dirty.
yeah.
But you can see, if we're gonna compare this to any fiberglass boat that was unpolished for 10 years, this looks like it's new.
Yeah, and
I
you
would
can
assume
walk-
it would be a little shinier if it's
You-
new, but
you can
yeah,
walk
you can see
around.
that we didn't give them any notice, so the boat's just dusty from all the shipyard dust here.
The surface is as reflective, as shiny as it was 10 years ago when it was applied.
Rico,
Yep.
there's a shipyard behind us, so you guys can see where all the dust is coming from.
I don't see a single spider crack or anything like
No,
that.
the spider cracks are not belongs to the steamboats.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are
You will
no
not find.
nothing.
So I saved the bottle of champagne
That is yours.
for
Yeah.
myself.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, our boat, you know, if we don't polish it for
Every
for
year.
at least like 8-9 months, you see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
No,
needs to
but
be polished.
Here you can see that this surface, I'm
yeah,
taking the
it's
dust
just
away
it's just
right
dusty.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just feel it. It's
Yep.
dusty, but it's perfect. And again, we didn't polish because this we can polish it. So up to 3 times.
Yeah.
Not been done once in 10 years, and we don't need to repaint it or anything.
And by the way, the teak is holding up pretty well as well.
How old is the teak?
10 years.
Same,
Wow.
right?
Never been sanded again. Never been sanded. The teak is it's a live material, and the quality of teak, the selection of teak before application is critical. So your teak will look good if it's premium select quality of teak. It will look good for 20 years
Yeah.
Wow.
or more.
That's
How
amazing.
pretty the color of water is in here.
I know, right? I just said,
Really,
I just thought the same
really
thing.
beautiful.
It's like
so
turquoise.
blue. So Rico, stress
Yeah.
cracks. Find one.
There's nothing.
Blisters.
Go on a
No-
hunt.
no
Find
blisters.
something.
Yeah, because there is nothing to give a blisters.
And again, like you said, if you wipe away the dust, like I'm doing right now here, it's
There
like-
is no way to
like brand new
tell that
paint.
this boat is 10 years old and has not been polished. That's crazy.
No,
Well, yeah, champagne's yours. Keep it
I'll share.
till the next bet.
I'll share.
So the only thing you would potentially, we could do is maybe applying a wax, a protective wax, and that's it.
Do you
Or not-
apply that or no?
You don't do it either?
No.
No?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing
Washing,
needs to be
washing,
done.
good
Just
Washing.
washing.
Just
Good
washing.
Yes.
Just good,
Good.
marine soap
Yes.
wash.
Yes, and it's very easy to fix if you damage your surface, because these layers you can easily, with some, like concrete pier, you can scratch it to the metal.
Yeah, what happens? So let's talk about this because this is a big one. What happens if you have, let's say, a chunk scratch, like a good deep scratch, and it went all the way into this?
You don't need to address it other than you have to clean it with some rust remover, phosphoric acid, basically.
Okay.
Like
Obviously, above the waterline, we're talking.
yeah, above
Yeah,
the water
yeah.
line, and then you put some sort of primer, also Alexil primer.
Yeah.
So you basically close it,
Yeah.
and you can address it whenever you can, whenever you feel like it's time, or when you pull the boat out and it's time for little touch-ups. So you don't need to do anything because to put structural damage to your boat, you have to really try.
That's very,
Yeah.
that's very different. So basically, if you have below the water damage, which is, everybody's worst nightmare, on any boat, you're gonna get hauled out to see
Yeah.
what you've done. I mean, that's just what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Or send a diver and then get hauled
Well,
out
yeah,
for
of course.
repairs.
Yeah, if you need to, but if it's below waterline, you do need to get hauled out so you can apply the primer.
Underwater, the system is much simpler. We don't put fairing
Yeah.
Yeah.
underwater.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a primer,
Yeah.
then protective primer, and then normal anti-fouling paint.
Anti-fall, yeah.
So you don't have fairing, you don't have all these layers and top coat, it's just this layer and anti-fouling.
But the boat needs to be obviously out of the water to do it, right?
Yes, of
Just-
course.
so I understand. Okay, yeah, like
it's
any boat.
No any other maintenance
Right.
than normal haul out like you do with fiberglass boat.
Yeah.
There is nothing else. We also will talk how we attach things to the boat to prevent rust formation, because yes, rust is an issue on the boat if you don't do it correctly.
If you don't do it right.
So if you don't attach railing correctly, if you don't attach anchor pockets and many other things, you will have a rust streaks, you will have a rust formation around stanchions of the railing, all this bad news. But when we come to this, I will explain how we're doing it to prevent rust formation. Because we would rather prevent than explain to you how to address. So I don't have any special things to share with you how to take care of the steel boat, because there is nothing special.
There shouldn't be anything to take care of.
If you have a dent, if you manage to scratch the boat to the steel, you have to cover it with primer, and then professional paint guy will do you patch.
Yeah.
And so your integrity and your look will be the same.